Among the 35,000 museums across the United States, there is only one museum that tells our story, and only one museum that elevates the Arab American voice and inspires the generations of today and the generations to follow. A thoughtful narrator of history, a passionate advocate of justice, and an innovative expression of our identity, the Arab American National Museum has served as the heart of Arab American storytelling, making its mark in the world of art, science, and culture. Brought to life by Access in 2005, the creation of this crown jewel and Smithsonian affiliate was guided by Access's vision of a just and equitable society that includes the full story and contributions of Arab Americans. Emerging as a powerful reclamation of our narrative in a space that has been dominated by ignorance and misconceptions that have threatened our cultures, traditions, and truths, the Arab American National Museum preserves our story and shares our contributions with the world. Locally and across our nation, we offer a history created by you to sustain a future that will be built by you. Since the very beginning of time, storytelling has been a way for us to navigate and discover our world. It is what heals us, unites us, and inspires us. Whether it is stories, songs, paintings, photographs, films, textbooks, novels, or poetry, the beauty and contributions of our unique and remarkable community are captured through the history and art that live on in our treasured Arab American National Museum.
Hey Fatima, can you believe it's the last day of JAM3A?
I know, and we're right back where we started.
We really are. Oh, and you're here too. Ahla sahla. Welcome to JAM3A Day 4. Where are you tuning in from? Let us know in the chat.
Thanks for joining us, and special shout out to those of you joining us from Abu Dhabi. Thanks to our partner for today, the Arts Center at NYU, Abu Dhabi.
Today is the culmination of a 4-day virtual experience featuring musical performances by renowned Arab artists and a virtual vendor market showcasing small artisan businesses. And you still have time to catch the on-demand films we're offering all through this weekend. Presented by the Arab American National Museum, where we're located right now, we would like to acknowledge that the museum sits on Anishinaabe land and is located in the region with the highest concentration of Arab Americans in the nation. We also acknowledge our neighboring city, Detroit, as Anishinaabe and other indigenous peoples' land, and is the largest majority Black city in the nation, with a long legacy of African diaspora contributions. Together, we also uplift the indigenous and diasporic communities wherever you may be tuning in from today.
JAM3A is made possible by the Knight Foundation, other sponsors, and museum members. To learn more about AANM membership, visit ArabAmericanMuseum.org. In addition to the Arts Center at NYU Abu Dhabi, JAM3A is presented in partnership with ArabAM, Detroit Institute of Arts, University Musical Society, and Yellow Punk. Should we get started?
Let's do it. As a reminder, today we have back-to-back performances by Medusa TN and Oddisee, followed by a talkback with both artists in conversation with Big Haas. First up is Medusa TN, a Tunisian rapper immersed in Tunisia's burgeoning hip-hop scene from the age of 10, who began with breakdance before getting into rap. She's become a force to reckon with in this male-dominated scene in Tunis. Join us in welcoming Medusa.
حلت عينيا شوف الدنيا برشا الوان الفن يجري في الدم كيما يقولوا ناس زمان كبرت نجري ونطيح دموعي بالحل ما تشيح ما يوقفني حتى شيء الا من نولي ضريح هاي بثينة اسمي بنت البرج نابل كابون كي كنت صغيرة نحب الشوكولا والبونبون يا عرفت اللي ظلم عرفت اللي عاش مظلوم ما على بالي بالمظاهر المفيد هو المضمون اما برشا فيجوريت تبدلوا كيف كبرت وين المحبة والاخوة سمعت بيهم ما صادفت صور العالم ناس كل تحب بعضها لا كره لا حزن ما عاش تحسب لبعضها كل واحد على حاله يعيش احلامه تحسب ليش ما نحسبلكش ها خويا والسلام هكا نعيش اليوم ونخضر القدام المستقبل يناديني نعيش حياتي كل احلام Hi, JAM3A Festival. This is Medusa TN, and I'm with Easy Rhythm Riders and LawlessProd.
Who really cares about the people killing every day?
I return to the way things were done in the good old days. Good old days. I return to the way things were done in the good old days. Good old days.
Every morning I wonder if we will leave like the good old days with no war. I look around and I see the crowd, all the people hit down, nobody feeling proud. Hey, we like the dolls falling down in the fall. They be playing with our feelings, even our bones. People are sick, trying to hide from misery. Dogs don't know what is up to them dignity. Everything is wrong, the world is going wrong. When you see kids killed, not only by the chemical bomb, manipulated by the media, we all ask. This وكره وأخبار تدوي الأذنين أيدي مكبلة تبتعش خوفا وجبنا عقول مدمرة بالجهل لا تجدي نفعا حقيقة زائفة مملى علينا في الإعلام قلوب جامدة غوية الاستغلال قد تنضم تفجير وتهجير باسم الله ماذا أبقيت للشيطان الإساءة بالله متى تحيا قلوبنا من غفلتها متى الفقير يستطيع النوم فيها لما يصرخ يتيم هذا عار على الإنسان لم يخال البال فلا سبيل للسلام If I know who really cares If I know who really cares about the people killing every day If I know who really cares If I know who really cares about the people killing every day If I know who really cares If I know who really cares about the people killing every day If I know who really cares If I know, yeah, nobody cares about the people killing every day Yeah, some thoughts for our brothers and sisters in Palestine Nobody cares about the people killing every day So we'll be switching on a love song called Prends-moi dans tes bras.
When you were playing that record, what were you thinking?
Prends-moi dans tes bras, je suis tout à toi. Pardonne-moi pour la faiblesse sur mon visage quand je suis près de toi. Prends-moi dans tes bras, je suis tout à toi. Pardonne-moi pour la faiblesse sur mon visage quand je suis près de toi. T'es mon délire, je peux plus m'enfuir. T'es pire que la blanche, je suis à côté, me fais jaillir. J'aime tes imperfections, tes petites attentions. J'avoue, j'abandonne et j'accepte de subir. Plus fort que toi, y'a pas sérieux, je m'éteins sans toi. Regarde mon état, que toi je suis version bêta. Plus fort que toi, y'a pas sérieux, je m'éteins sans toi. Regarde mon état, que toi je suis version bêta. N'hésite pas à me serrer, plus fort, plus fort, plus fort. N'hésite pas à me serrer, plus fort, plus fort, plus fort. N'hésite pas à me serrer, plus fort, plus fort, plus fort. N'hésite pas. Prends-moi dans tes bras, je suis tout à toi. Pardonne-moi pour la faiblesse sur mon visage quand je suis près de toi. Prends-moi dans tes bras, je suis tout à toi. Pardonne-moi pour la faiblesse sur mon visage quand je suis près de toi. T'es mon délire, je peux plus m'enfuir. T'es pire que la blanche, je suis accro, tu me fais jaillir. J'aime tes imperfections, tes petites attentions. J'avoue, j'abandonne et j'accepte de subir. Plus fort que toi, y'a pas celle que je m'éteins sans toi. Regarde mon état, que toi je suis version bêta. Plus fort que toi, y'a pas sérieux, je m'éteins sans toi. Regarde mon état, que toi je suis version bêta. N'hésite pas à me serrer, plus fort, plus fort, plus fort. N'hésite pas à me serrer, plus fort, plus fort, plus fort. N'hésite pas à me serrer, plus fort, plus fort, plus fort. N'hésite pas. Prends-moi dans tes bras, je suis tout à toi. Prends-moi dans tes bras, je suis tout à toi. Prends-moi dans tes bras. Thank you. So next song is called Orphans, and it's talking about people who had not chosen to be orphans. Yeah, Medusa TN, Easy Rhythm Riders, LawlessProd. At la clé Saint-Germain for JAM3A Festival, yeah. غلطت شكون كيف حليت عيني في الشارع اللي ولدتني هربت من السبيطار وخلتني جاية قالوا لي غلطت صغيرة خفت من المجتمع قد ما نعمل ديما يدين قدري من الصغرى ضاع مش كيف نديت في الليل تركينا تسترني يعني على كتافي خايف لا بوليس يصمرني تحكم عليا بالمظاهر قوطعي وظروفي ما قالوش مسكين في الشتاء لا صباتي صوفي وين المجتمع لا اخلاق ولا عقيده كل ليله بلا شفعه يغزولي راقد فوق جريده حياتي مبنيه فوق راس كل حتى كان يخدم على الخبزه ما يسمع كان السب حلمت بالقرايه ما التعليم ما جاني برشا صنع في نصبه في عصفور هارب من الحرام والهرجه الدنيا ما عطاتش وقفات وقتاش يجي نهار نقول الهم تعدى وفات You hate, you blame, you make me feel insane You hate, you blame, you make me feel insane غصت تعبت توجع What do I do if I have no shirt to belong to? What do I do if family dream will never come true? What do I do if I have no shirt to belong to? Yeah. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? ليتيم مش اللي واتت ورديه ليتيم اللي حسب الجمرة ملقى حد يبكي عليه من اللي صغيرة مني في طريق الطلبة والسرقة والحجرة ذلي ونهار الحل الحرقة يا نحرق روحي يا نحرق للطليان بطبيعتي همهم الوحيد نخلي كسبة بعمليان من اللي بلغت ولا يجيب لي في الرجال خدمني دشة في البيران مشكلته بين الشيخة والمال مجتمع يقصى ما يرحمش انا في ستة مخويت عليهم ما نبطلش هاني الشاد علي موس خرج اختي من الكوليج باش يهزها للسنوس You hate, you blame, you make me feel insane You make me feel insane غصت تعبت توجع You hate, you blame, you make me feel insane You make me feel insane غصت تعبت توجع What do I do if I have no shirt to belong to? What do I do if family dream will never come true? What do I do if I have no shirt to belong to? Yeah. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? You hate, you blame, you make me feel insane. You hate, you blame, you make me feel insane. You hate, you blame, you make me feel insane. You hate, you blame, you make me feel insane. You hate, you blame, you make me feel insane. You hate, you blame, you make me feel insane. You hate, you blame, you make me feel insane. You hate, you blame, you make me feel insane. 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 Let's go. Hey. تحب تلحقني لازمك تاخو فيسو وي نوت ذا سيم كلامك شاري تقول خارج من الفيسي لاعبينها صح في الفيرتوال عايشين في إليزيون نعيش الريل كل نهار في النيفو قاعد عندي باسيو Medusa TN is all you know قالوا بطل تسي ماي شوز getting ووا every day better صلي في نيويورك ما تسمعنيش ما تبعنيش هاو في بالي نك شالقة بيك ما تعنينيش اوكي يسقط عليك اخي تتفرج من غير ما تسفولو امورك تفتح ولا تغني ولا تعيش في السورو راب على مزبوط على راي على بوب الكل كله هاجيك صحيح دون لي باك ما نيوز ألبوم مولو يسقس عليك يا خي تتفرج من غير ما تدوس فولو أمورك تفتح ولا تغني ولا تعيش في الثورة راب عالم يثبت على راي على باب الكله هاجيك صحيح دون لي باك ما نيوز ألبوم مولو تحب تلحقني لازمك تاخو فيسو وي نوت ذا سيم كلامك شريط كل خارج من الفيسي لاعبينها صحاح في الفيرتوال عايشين في الإليزيون عيش الريل كن عارف اني بوقع عندي باسي يوم انت انس all you know خلو بطل جسي make shows get over every day better LA في نيويورك ما تسمعنيش ما تتبعنيش هاو في بالي نيجا شارقة بيك ما تعنينيش اوكي يسقس عليك الخير تتفرج من غير ما تدوس فولو امورك تفتح ولا تغني ولا تعيش في الثورة راب عالم يثبت على راي على باب الكله هاجيك صحيح دون لي باك ما نوص ألبوم مولو يسقس عليك الخير تتفرج من غير ما تدوس فولو امورك تفتح ولا تغني ولا تعيش في الثورة راب عالم يثبت على راي على باب الكله هاجيك صحيح دون لي باك ما نوص ألبوم مولو Yo, this is the Easy Rhythm Riders and LawlessProd. So, this is Romain in the bass, Gabriel on MPC, LawlessProd DJ, Charlie, and Thibault in keyboards and guitar. And now I'll be inviting a special guest there. Hello. So we'll be performing my latest song, Ymin Year. واقف عالمدى يستنى في الفراش سرباوه قهوة يرحم والدين اللي عطاف مخوفة ولادو كيف يروح لهم مليان دين اللي تزادلو مش مخليه يعيش متمان ديما نافس لوجوه كل نهار معاه في الموقف نهار تخطف 10 ليل وساعات في الليل يبات موقف جي الباقة بلا شكوى شكوك تهز الناس الكل ليلابه المرض باش يتعشى وحده ما وسكر يو هاو قالوا اللي كيفو تجالو ضحكوا ركيب مشى في العفس هو عمل والو شيطان وسوس عبي الطاسة بلاد كلبة هذه الخلاصة اللي حكمونا ما يتهزوش بمقص النار يمين يسار يمين يسار دنيا صعيبة في الهم عندك ما تختار يمين يسار يمين يسار دنيا صعيبة في الهم عندك ما تختار ربطة المحرمة قصدة ربي في الفجاري تخدم عذراري راجل في بلاد كلبة لا تبالي سنيت المنحة كيف غيرها برشا شدت الصف نهار 2 3 روحوا بيهم كان بالكهف ظروف تعبة ما يحس بها حد كان تخدم في الديار ما تسمع كده السبت كيفاش باش توكل كيفاش باش تربي ما تلقى رحمة وين ما تلقى كان ربي حال بلاد اليوم يأسف العباد مش خالطة باش تنفس شبيبة ضاعت في الأفلام يو هاو قالوا اللي كيف هتجالو تخلص خلطة مسؤولين ما عملت والو شيطان وسوس عبي الطاسة بلاد كلبة هذه الخلاصة اللي حكمونا ما يتهزوش بمقص النار يمين يسار يمين يسار دنيا صعيبة في الهم عندك ما تختار يمين يسار يمين يسار دنيا صعيبة في الهم عندك ما تختار يمين يسار يمين يسار دنيا صعيبة في الهم عندك ما تختار يمين يسار يمين يسار دنيا صعيبة في الهم عندك ما تختار بلاد الذل حالة عادية عطيني حقي مش مزية عيشتونا جهل وقهر عيشتونا الميزيرية بلاد الذل حالة عادية عيشتونا جهل وقهر يمين يسار يمين يسار دنيا صعيبة في الهم عندك ما تختار يمين يسار يمين يسار دنيا صعيبة في الهم عندك ما تختار يمين يسار يمين يسار دنيا صعيبة في الهم عندك ما تختار يمين يسار يمين يسار دنيا صعيبة في الهم عندك ما تختار. Thank you there. vas-y mollo. Tu veux m'avoir mais t'es crazy, tu me surfollow. Baby, vas-y mollo. Tu veux m'avoir mais t'es crazy, tu me surfollow. Tu me surfollow, tu veux que je devienne ta puta. Vas-y mollo, arrête de parler autour de toi. J'étais bien clair, t'es ni poteau ni BF. Dès que je pars chez WAM, tu me suis partout sans laisse. Baby, accepte mes sentiments. Comment pouvoir t'expliquer gentiment? Tu veux faire partie de ma vie, je veux pas de la tienne. Tu frimes avec l'oseille, je suis pas une chienne. Tu parles dans le quartier, je t'éprouve de la haine. Vas-y, lâche l'affaire et c'est la haine. Vas-y, 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 roule ton hanche. Fais-toi plaisir, vas-y, monte ton range. Je suis sûre ailleurs, tu trouveras celle qui s'intéresse. Moi je te dis, je te laisse. Baby, vas-y, mollo. Tu veux m'avoir, mais t'es crazy, tu me surfollow. Baby, vas-y, mollo. Tu veux m'avoir, mais t'es crazy, tu me surfollow. شكون قولي شكون تحب تشوف؟ هذا مش حب، هذا خريم في الجيوف. مخي منو تحب كله واضح بالمكشوف. انتي شنو تحب حكيتك ترى كيما صوف. ديما ورايا وانا نسيتو مصروف وها نعطيتو واللي عندك حكيتو يا كيما جوادي كيما سيدو واللي شادو في ايدو. كل واحد بطريقه في الحكاين في الحس وانتي قلبي تحب تجس. غزر لي في عينيا وهذا كلامي بيه قرس. ربي عالم بيا كل يوم فاش تحس. الا مع اللي تحب معايا انا باش ترس. Tu veux m'avoir, tu veux me contrôler. Vas-y barre-toi et laisse-moi respirer. Vas-y mollo. Tu veux m'avoir mais t'es crazy, tu me surfollow. Baby, vas-y mollo. Tu veux m'avoir mais t'es crazy, tu me surfollow. So next song is called Oops, and I'm featured with Kaso, a Tunisian rapper. So let's go. Oops. Yalla, LawlessProd.
صحبة أصحاب مين الأخوات
قلة حياة قلة المعروف. تشكي وتبكي ديما لو عندي ظروف. كي تقضي حاجتك تسكر التليفون. تبني في ظهري يعني الصحبة كاني هكا تكون. فما الباهي والخايب مي فما برشا فالصو. فما اللي يحفر ويقفف في الشدة يخبي راسو. في الوجه مراية في ظهرك هو اللولاني يقدر. حبك في البار يستحلى خاطر في ضعف تفكر. غلطة مني مش منك حليت الباب ليك والهمك. نهار اللي تحت لقيتني يمك وقت اللي كسبت معاش نهمك. بر على روحك انتي وجروحك معاش تهمني في شيء. بالطيبة نفوتك نيتيلك صوتك صدقت فكفر وهي قلة حياة قلة المعروف. تشكي وتبكي ديما لو عندي ظروف. كي تقضي حاجتك تسكر التليفون. تبني في ظهري يعني الصحبة كاني هكا تكون. اوبس او لا لا ما حقنيش. لا 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 تشبيك الذنب ماني قاعد كبر وتنسى. اوبس او لا لا ما حقنيش. لا 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 تشبيك الذنب ماني قاعد كبر وتنسى.
Fake homies, fake friends, fake promise, fake loyalty, fake love, fuck love. رميتني في سكوف ما تقوليش فما يونيتي. صافي طيحتوا لي كواليتي. كان نسينا مودتي. حبيتكم موقف لي في شدتي. وقت انا واقف بقلبي وبحدتي. سنين الدار في الدار اليد باليد تهد نهد الند بالند طلعت ساق. سنين وانا نود والود نفد ونشد نكوفري نعد طلعت عاقد. سنين وانا نقول عشيري وصاحبي سني صاحبي وما شوط وذي صاحبي. تحكي بالعشرة تبكي بالعشرة. قولهم باللي عشرة كنت ديما انا حاقد. ماكش صاحبي ماكش صاح ماكش خويا ماكش خويا. كليتي اللي زعما في بيرك بينهم ولا ارميهم في بوله. تعرف كنت نعرف لي ماكش صاحبي ملي كنا في الطاوله الاولى. ملي عيطت دموع على بال انت لسه نلقاوك ومية تمسح في السبوره.
قلة حياة قلة المعروف. تشكي وتبكي ديما لو عندي ظروف. كي تقضي حاجتك تسكر التليفون تبني في ظهري عم الصحبة كاني هكا تكون كتقول لا لا ما حقنيش لا 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 تشبيه بالصمت ماني قاعد كبير وتنسى اوبس لا لا ما حقنيش لا 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 تشبيه بالصمت ماني قاعد كبير وتنسى اوبس لا لا ما حقنيش لا 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 تشبيه بالصمت ماني قاعد كبير وتنسى اوبس لا لا ما حقنيش لا 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 تشبيه بالصمت ماني قاعد كبير وتنسى. Yeah, so back to your sits. Easy reminders. In your seat. شافوني في ثنيتي قالوا شبيها مشكل غير صانعة جوي في راسي بعيد عليهم في التفكير كفروني وقالوا فيا نود كلام دخلوني في راحتي عبوا راسهم بالافلام وباللوهم جايبة ثقافة مش متاعنا ان شاء الله ربي يهدي تو تتهدوا تو تسمعنا من ما نمشي نخلي الحس وهما مش فاهمين قالوا بازرع يتجعلها مش لسواد العينين تعبتوني في مخي مانيش ناوية باش نخبي نعيش هكا ديفرنت بكلامكم مش كاير نعبي في مخاخكم عندكم تافهكم هو المعبود موزك جديد وداخل جاي حكيمة تقول علي أنا جانجستا Then now you go to say ما تقولوا علي أنا جانجستا Then now you go to say Now you go what you were saying Medusa so far away خرج في موسيقى هاي ليفل مش كجمعكم بيكولي برا نحفل سيدك مش يقبل يجيبك في ميديا الميديوكريتي لك في نفس الموضوع يخليك مسموم وتنفع الشعب بشي وين الراب اللي يحكي في الديب من كبيركم كانت نوفيق كسرتو كانت قبيح وين ما تمشي اسمع نبيح كالسياسي والكرسي عايشين في هيب هوب كريزي قساوات مش لازم خليتو تونس ديباسي I feel like big movie show مستوى تحت الزيرو ميديا تفهم شعبي يتبع خاف الطفلة وذو يفلو I feel like big movie show مستوى تحت الزيرو ميديا تفهم وشعبي يتبع تعبتوني في مخي مانيش ناوية باش نخبي نعيش هكا ديفرنت بكلامكم مش كاير نعبي في مخاخكم عندكم حدود تافهكم هو المعبود موسيقى جديد داخل جاي حكيمة ما تقول علي أنا جانجستا Then now you go what you say ما تقول علي أنا جانجستا Then now you go what you say ما تقول علي أنا جانجستا Then now you go what you say ما تقول علي أنا جانجستا Then now you go what you say You got me feeling, you got me feeling, you got me feeling gangsta. You got me feeling, you got me feeling, you got me feeling gangsta. You got me feeling, you got me feeling, you got me feeling gangsta. You got me feeling, you got me feeling. ما تقول علي أنا gangsta. Then now you got what you say ما تقول علي أنا gangsta Then now you got what you say ما تقول علي أنا gangsta Then now you got what you say ما تقول علي أنا gangsta Then now you got what you say Yeah. Next song is Ma Route in French. Yalla. Ok. Moi je ne voulais que percer, 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 percer. Écloser, soit verser, 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 verser. Vivre dignement, ne pas s'exhiber. J'ai choisi ma route, plus rien ne peut m'arrêter. Moi je ne voulais que percer, 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 percer. Écloser, soit verser, 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 verser. Vivre dignement, ne pas s'exhiber. J'ai choisi ma route, plus rien ne peut m'arrêter. Get تحب توصل لازمك تعمل كليب وتوري وتعري وتسمع الناس الكل. اوكي تحب تفك بلاصتك اعمل كيما الناس الكل ما تصورش راسك واسمع ديما رفران الفيديو ليريك سهل. اوكي شعب شلكوه في البهيمه غطسوه في الخرال العينين بالتفاهه غسطوه. شعبي يعاني في مخه وليني في بينه بضمار هو اخي امريكاني. شعبي يتبع في الانستغرامور يفولو يسي بلو فيتو تيمور ميدوزا تحب تمس بفولتا فيها وصباع الوسط. Moi je ne voulais que percer, écloser, soit verser, vivre dignement, ne pas s'exhiber. J'ai choisi ma route, plus rien ne peut m'arrêter. Moi je ne voulais que percer, écloser, soit verser, vivre dignement, ne pas s'exhiber. J'ai choisi ma route, ne peut m'arrêter. مش لازم تقنعني من غير ما تسمعني كنت لوث بين وبين. مش لازم تسمعني من غير ما تقنعني كنت لوث بين وبين. كثر كانت تشش في مخك تخش بتقمة العوش في الكرامة تحش السياسي حاجة يخلي بيض وخش بدي بهيمة تعش حتى زوالي غش. يحبوا كان اللي ينافق يحبوا كان اللي يتكلم يحبوا كانك سارق في مخ متولي. Moi je ne voulais que percer, écloser, soit verser, vivre dignement, ne pas s'exhiber. J'ai choisi ma route, plus rien ne peut m'arrêter. Moi je ne voulais que percer, écloser, soit verser, vivre dignement, ne pas s'exhiber. J'ai choisi ma route, plus rien ne peut m'arrêter. Moi je ne voulais que percer, écloser, soit verser, vivre dignement, ne pas s'exhiber. J'ai choisi ma route, plus rien ne peut m'arrêter. Yo, we're so hot. So, this is gonna be the last song called Heads Down. One, 2, 3. What should I say about what I see? Even like in a fantasy. People can about shut the fuck up cause we won't be part of the scene. We used to play down, used to have the heads down. We used to play down, used to have the heads down. What should I say about what I see? Living like in a fantasy. People can about shut the fuck up cause we won't be part of the scene. We used to play down, used to have the heads down. We used to play down, used to كيف الداري شكون اللي قارب فولوشنري عبيد تحت حيب بالكم عدد تشيخ وين ما يجينا بصاروخ المريخة. كاين الزبل كاين الهم تحل الفم تاكل دم حمل رزن عيش عفن وميدياكتيف مش ميديافن. مين رجال ما كيف الداري شكون اللي قارب فولوشنري عبيد تحت حيب بالكم عدد تشيخ وين ما يجينا بصاروخ المريخة. كاين الزبل كاين الهم تحل الفم تاكل دم حمل رزن عيش عفن وميدياكتيف مش ميديافن. What I see, living like in a fantasy. People can about shut the fuck up. What should I say about what I see? Living like in a fantasy. People can about shut the fuck up. قل ما شئت في مسبتي فسكوتي عن اللئيم جوابه. لست عديم الجواب ولكن ما من أسد يجيب الكلاب. Shut the fuck up cause we won't be part of the scene. We used to play down, used to have the hits down. We used to play down, used to have the hits down. What should I think about what I see? Live a life in a fantasy. People care about shut the fuck up cause we won't be part of the scene. Used to play down, used to have the hits down. We used to play down, used to Thank you, JAM3A Festival. Thank you, Easy Rhythm Riders. Thank you, LawlessProd. And thank you to La Clef Saint-Germain friends for having us. And I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.
MashaAllah, I want to be just like Medusa when I grow up.
Me too. Speaking of MashaAllah, have you checked out MashaAllah brand's jewelry? Isn't it gorgeous?
Wow, it is. And those earrings really suit you, Lejane.
Thank you so much. Did you know that MashaAllah is also one of JAM3A's featured vendors at the JAM3A Virtual Marketplace? MashaAllah is one of the featured vendors on the JAM3A Virtual Marketplace along with other vendors, including merch from featured performers. You can check out the marketplace at jam3a.org. And now, last but not least, Oddisee. Oh, and be sure to stick around for a conversation with the artists after the show. Rapper and record producer Oddisee realized early on that purpose and success are self-designated. Born Amir al-Khalifa in Washington, D.C. to a Sudanese father and African-American mother, Oddisee tackles the human condition with unwavering conviction and candor, merging elements of jazz, funk, and go-go into his hip-hop-rooted production. Instead of pursuing record deals and executives, Oddisee has streamlined elements of the industry early on, single-handedly recording, producing, and mixing his music. Let's give it up for Oddisee.
Peace be unto you, mind frame. You don't speak, what's up with you? Times change, front door, always open. Come on in, certain rooms, off limits if you troubling. I can spot it, use it like computers. You ain't got no drive, you just wait for me to boot up. I keep hope alive, on my shoulders is my future. I'm coaching the team, got no players left to suit up. Put me in, Hall of Fame, but off the wall, a flower grew in the shade, but off the wall, a power move. If you want some credit, now forget it. Ain't no water under bridges, I get wet and I'm compelling. Shower proof, keep it clean until I can. I take it there, never been, but confident I make it there. Harmful or you harmless, I keep calm until you are it. We aiming at each other or a comment. I say two brothers walking through the world unprepared. One let it fit, why the other one dead? Along came a chance, neither one of them could share. Are they aiming at each other or the air? Go ahead, shoot your shot. Somebody tell somebody who you're not. You don't know somebody, tell somebody who you're not. Hey. Hey. Peace be unto you. Time change. Now you speak what you need. Time change, front house to the lobby. If you think that you somebody who can't hold the open door, well then history get copied. If you broke long enough or you wish for a while, you think it is meant to be. Change your habit to a style. Take a life, take a job, take a job, take a life. I'm just trying to live that burden in that law. Listen, light is never a habit or below the break. Be accountable, encountering what y'all can say. If I get caught, my only thought is who I call to pay. Doesn't matter if it's right, it wasn't wrong today. But by tomorrow, wonder bridges with the water laid. Just bring it up, I'll bring it up, and let it go that way. But if you broke, I run a shore. You run amok, I budget cut. You run that store, I run it up and leave you on the shade. I say two brothers walking through the world unprepared. One let it fit, while the other one dead. Along came a chance, neither one of them could share. Are they aiming at each other over the air? Go ahead, shoot your shot. 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 You don't know somebody, tell somebody who you're not. You don't know somebody, tell somebody who you're not. Hey. Yeah. Don't judge a book by its cover if you don't even read. There's no shame in saying that you're not up to speed. No, you're just scared. Yeah, you're just scared. Don't judge a book by its cover if you don't even read. There's no shame in saying that you're not up to speed. No, you're just scared. Yeah, you're just scared. I got a real bad habit. I think I know everything before it happens. A few times I was right, didn't help, and it only made a know it all, know without asking. To the point, if I didn't know the answer, I would make it up like the meaning of a canvas. I never shoot a winner last with a guess, and I go off on a rant if you're saying correct. But that got real old real fast. I think I had a fear about being on the outside or the end while everybody out. I just want to be the first yelling out, it's about time. I don't have a clue what I'm doing most times when I wake up in the morning. Being fake in the mix, I just want to be real, not knowing. Don't judge a book by its cover if you don't even read. There's a shame in saying that you're not up to speed. No, you're just scared. Yeah, you're just scared. Don't judge a book by its cover if you don't even read. There's no shame in saying that you're not up to speed. No, you're just scared. Yeah, you're just scared. I was out at an event one time, trying to meet people and such, and watch stuff where people think it's cool cause your crew seen skipping the line. Once I got inside, I was chilling out, trying to feel the vibe, trying to feel it out. Looking at a place with a look up on my face like I wasn't really feeling it much. And here she comes, looking like she run a blog about here. Let me guess, you don't eat meat, do yoga every week, and you only ain't out here. I digress, I was far from right, she was far from dim, and we were so alike, and it was no pretend I could have lost the gym. Next chapter, begin. Don't judge a book by its cover if you don't even read. There's a shame in saying that you're not up to speed. No, you're just scared. Yeah, you're just scared. Don't judge a book by its cover if you don't even read. There's no shame in saying that you're not up to speed. No, you're just scared. Yeah, you're just scared. Cover if you don't even read. There's no shame in saying that you're not up to speed. No, you're just scared. Yeah, you're just scared. Don't judge a book by its cover if you don't even read. There's no shame in saying that you're not up to speed. Yo, you're just scared. Yeah. Bring that bass in. There's this feeling I've been chasing. I got leads on this location. It changes form every time I face it. Only appreciate it when it's gone. Take it for granted like it's set in stone, but liberty ain't strong, any wrong could break it. Placed in my arms in a lock-in cages in a rock and hard place, but they say move on. What I'm trying to do, miracle to perform, but you can't make that without an eyebrow raising. People want your magic for their own ovation. When you're in full bloom, it's when it be high swarm. Cost I paid it, trying to fit in on, but people like me more, but I pretend I'm basic. But what do I want? I practice patience, right in and every dawn. I just wanna be happy. I just wanna be free. I just wanna be left alone. I just wanna be me. Yeah. What in the world are you looking for? Can a young man get money on tour? Live in Brooklyn, build this pre-war with a name that don't make you think of Steve or high. Selling apartments, no, selling on my living, I ain't giving up options. Never doubt the limit, be the mission accomplished. Don't expect to get it without wetting the bumpers. Sweat these pores, it's American scheme. Pick a side for the fence. Try to keep me out of the country as a line of defense. See me, I'm from the country, and I'm proud of my ends. Even though you try to show me, you ain't trying to vent. Man with a vision, in the tunnel with hit me. Shine, shoot my light bulb, cause they thought I was switching. Few ideas, but I'm banned on the list. Let me say them now before I forget. I just wanna be happy. I just wanna be free. I just wanna be left alone. I just wanna be me. I don't believe in a promise unless one I made myself. Cause there's no denying the fact if I'm the only accomplice and really have a quarter for help. I ain't trying to be monstrous, I just want month rent. Doing something too, and I ain't holding that wealth. 99% of us are trying to get success. The 99% of us was already dealt. No trophy on the mantle, but I got a mantle. Mama couldn't pay the power, I'ma grab a candle. I'm unstable like a channel that the block is tangled. Still straight and I don't hesitate to park a single. Smirk to a smile, restricted to a laugh. All way out, keeping that distance from the crowd. That may change on the road I paved, but the day right here and now, I just wanna be happy. I just wanna be free. I just wanna be left alone. I just wanna be me. I wanna be happy. Sun still shining off the same old lessons. Why does life feel like an educated guessing? Thoughts like meals, I'm a sucker for the seconds. Impressions got a lot of us stressing. How we are perceived is more about a reflection. And that perception is warm when I receive, which leads me to believe these. Just like what I eat, talk limited hills, talk money and deals. And off the North Pole, I like all money for real. More time abroad and less time at home. Less time for bras and more time in zones, yeah. I'm in it, we're flying out of another one, and it's a new beginning. I'm climbing out of the other one. Could a dream felt realer than it ever been, and I was aiming high like Obama being president. The possibilities of that are seeming pretty evident, and being self-employed is now seeming like a definite. But staying that way is what I'm messing with. Like-minded people be the only ones I'm effing with. I try to tell them, you're so real. I know what's ahead, but I'ma go this deal. I'm living in the moment, got a hopeless feel. I'm feeling in itself, got it so uphill. And I know I'm attracted to the lights in the distance. Closer that I get and all the bright in my whiskey. Excited by the risk of all the chances I'm taking. Not sure what I'm putting my faith in. I'm trying to get mine in this lifetime. The afterlife is much further in the pipeline. I'm inclined to believe that, but the truth is that for death, any moment is the right time. So I live every day like it's my last, but plan for tomorrow as if I will never pass. A pharaoh on the subway, never dreaming jets. Fell asleep on that runway. I just knew that one day that anything I needed, I could mold. Get everything you wanted ain't always good for your soul. A mix of self-worth, some help, little control. I don't know the rest. Good is mine is your guess. The recipe ain't the best, but to make it though is a question. And if you choose to accept it, that meaning in life is yes. Yes. Cause only God knows. Those of us in the flesh get the privilege to test. And some will fail, some will pass. All get the same grade though when you run the path. How you grade yourself is the mark that matters most. Separate the hearts to the strong and the better folks. Have a dose, cold. Hey yo, it's so real. The number was to heaven, I'ma go and steal. I'm living in the moment, got a hopeless feel. The feeling in itself got its own uphill. And I know I'm attracted to the lights in the distance. Closer that I getting on the pride of my whiskey. Excited by the risk of all the chances I'm taking. Not sure what I'm putting my faith in. I'ma be alright. Hey yo, this so real. Kills to live. Schizo feel. I got a hunger for knowledge and I miss no meals. Staying high off life, I miss no pills. I'm addicted to the thrill. Walking along the edge and I know what lies ahead, but always know when the deal. I'm good with my decisions and setbacks and gains. It's all a part of the game. I'm ready to spin the wheel. Whatever is in store, I'm ready for sure. Attitude of wealth and the gratitude of the poor. The balance is the challenge. I sit so still. Swing callous and analysis, but there's no frill. Off the chain, been that way since slaves at 393 till infinity. I'm slated in ways, etched in stone. Age where we market ourselves. I'm all about the music. I don't monitor the plays. I don't monitor the hits. I don't monitor the clicks. Monitor the snare drum in the bottom of kicks. Anybody left that's still loving this music? Well, let me hear you scream over top of the trueness. It's so real. I know what was ahead, but I'ma go this deal. I'm living in the moment, gotta hope this feel. The feeling in itself got its own uphill. And I know I'm attracted to the lights in the distance. Closer that I get and all the pride of my whiskey. Excited by the risk of all the chances I'm taking. Not sure what I'm putting my faith in. I'ma be alright. 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 Said I'ma be alright. I'ma be alright. We gon' be alright. Bossa Nova. Yo, leave it in. Do the part when we do the Bossa Nova part. Leave it to this. It's so real. No one was ahead, but I'ma go and steal. Living in the moment, got a hopeless feel. Feeling in itself, got its own uphill. But I know I'm attracted to my lights in the distance. Closer that I get in all the brighter my whiskey. Excited by the risk of all the chances I'm taking. Ezekiel, do me a solo right here. Yeah. See, that's like my favorite part of the song. I can't believe they was gonna try to cut it. But that's what it be like sometimes, you know? Like man, we gotta add that back. That's like my favorite part of the song. Let's take it out right here. 1, 2, 3, go. Nah, like really. Nah, like really. Yeah. Why you wanna catch my eye? You already know that I'm taking. Nah, like really. How you pass due more payments and I'm seeing you on vacation? Nah, like really. How you gonna make us great? We were never really that amazing. Nah, like really. Take it back to what? On fire, hang of black clouds entertaining. Like how do you produce the streets of a neighborhood you do not engage in? Nah, like really. When my man get 3 for a sack and your man go free for a raping? Nah, like really. How you make a film about Egypt but all lead rose Caucasian? Nah, like really. How you saying all lives matter when it's that saying we are not adjacent? Like, tell me if I got it all wrong, like a sign on the line, but I didn't read the form. And the fine print is all about the times we mourn. And the color of my skin mean I gotta be stronger. Your hand-me-down face said that I was reborn. When I take my last breath, that you let me breathe on. And as of right now, we're supposed to be pals. How we supposed to get along? Like, this now more than ever though. All about 4 cent message though. Like, really? Why am I forced to let it go? Clean up all your message though. Like, really? We take jobs from Mexico, pay them less and lesser though. Like, really? Then we promise to bring them back and that problem on the road. I mean, now like, really? Really, 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 really. I be on the grind all day. I don't pay mine to the date. Nah, like really. Missed call vibrate. 5 more times it go wait. Nah, like really. I don't talk boom in the face just to make movement in place. Nah, like really. Out of breath, watch the other man steps and you wonder why you lose in a race. Like, look, I was sleeping on floors, making breads to the bed on tour. Like, if you ain't ever cried about a loss, don't speak about the situation you're in. Like, and I ain't got a big deal, but I'm still a big deal, and I feel important. Like, so what you got a big deal, running on a big wheel, I ain't with extorting. Like, I'm independent and I make a hella noise, and I never let a woman turn a helen in Detroit. Got no suckers in the circle that pretend to be boys. I don't let them in shit, and I just send them decoys. When I'm chilling in the cutters, when I'm really fitting boys. That movement get muted and they really need a voice. Niggas spin the evils to the legals and the lies. People tired of it, really need a voice. Nah, like, really. This now more than ever though, all about 4 cent message though. Nah, like, really. This that conquer, let it flow, done right, wrong, come though. Nah, like, really. I live about peace and blessings though, want that deeper message though. Nah, like, really. So what you want, top, surface, drop that lesson though. Let's get deep on them. Really, 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 really. Really. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Feels good to be back in the studio with my brothers. Shout out to my man Lawrence on the camera. Shout out to my brother Olivier, you always here in spirit. Yeah. Had to be this way. Way vibing, no more tension in the room, couldn't breathe, had to leave this space. I survived on my own, only now could I take a look back with belief I made. Took a lot of condone, hard choice when I heard your soft voice telling me to stay. Had to flee out, yeah, I had to be out. It's a big city, not enough for us to split it. I can make a living anywhere that I can visit. Didn't know it till I packed the rental with the vision. That became reality, the more that you were distance. Saw you as a net guy, I see you as a catch. Cause you saw me as a catch, now I see you as a prison. On my own, making none, made it, now I'm different. Had it turn an is into an isn't. I thought you were fake. I was wrong all along. I thought you were fake. My mistake had to be. I thought you were fake. Ain't it here, just pretend. I thought you were fake. Yo, I don't read my stars. Girl, I came from the source, not a plot and a chart to unlock and unleash my cards. Now that came on a board, reading cards, see a flaw, now it's law, my belief, my laws. I ain't playing in a sport, made a bet, played a fool, nothing left but to beat my odds. Yeah, of course I'ma reach my flaws. Had to come back from a few things, this is not a new thing. Strapping under boots like a dippy in a shoestring. I think I can move things with my mind like my hands in my feet. No magic to produce things, finding in the music. We in control, but we need to get the bread, we gotta wait to get a roll. I ain't with a few things, writing in the stone at the top, and I only broke the mold when it dropped. I thought you were fake. I was wrong all along. I thought you were fake. My mistake had to be. I thought you were fake. Any inch, just pretend. I thought you were fake. Yeah. much. Yeah. We'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Much respect. يلا يا جماعة. Yo. So I'm here now, so I count my blessings. More restore, more corridors that I'll explore, man. All the time, I, of course, stay threshing. Be better than ever before. To think I was stressing those things about tomorrow, I forgetting. Link, intersecting, switching directions. I'm on a new wave, try to focus on your progressions. All in the days, working on the lessons. Started feeling better about the answers I was getting in the mirror, answer questions. I am more than I invested. Who else did? Put me first, put me latter. I'ma find my way regardless, just whatever. I come so far, I think I blossom when I'm better. Say what you gotta say, it don't matter. I keep climbing, I keep flying. Knowing here must be somewhere that I design. I see so many great things on that horizon. Let's get the vibing one more time. Hey, I know the world is going crazy, take it all the stride, but today I think I leave it all behind. I'm trying to catch a vibe. World is going crazy, take it all in stride, but today I think I leave it all behind. I'm trying to catch a vibe. Yo, I think I caught that vibe. Think I found my way. You know that I boogie on boards. You know that I'm putting my foot in the door every time I set foot on the stage. I belong in a category that only I have made. People easily impressed. Double standards got the bottom picking while the cream of crop and getting harvest. Listen, better for you wars, more expensive. That's affording privilege to the few who get it. Welcome to the party mission. Now that I got your attention, few things I'd like to mention. Some y'all won't like all my views and that won't make no difference. I must be going crazy, my own thing in my favorite. I see who gets that praise and all that I just think they basic. Complex on occasion, few and far between. Might lose me in the middle, but the start of it was mean. Tired of all this process, packaging so clean. Ingredients so full of names that I can't even read. Addictions on the rise, it's in my system, I can't lie. Tonight I'm gonna die, 100% vibes. The world is going crazy, take it all in stride. Today I think I leave it all behind. I'm trying to catch a vibe. World is going crazy, take it all in stride. Today I think I leave it all behind. I'm trying to catch a vibe. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newest edition of what y'all been missing. Straight out of the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I go by the name of Oddisee, and it's my band, Good Company. We hope y'all catching the vibe with us. Yeah. Yeah. Feel free to feel good, y'all. When you told me the truth, even if it really hurts, cause you knew what I was worth. That's love. When you let me borrow money that you didn't really have, cause you knew what I was worth. That's love. When I was at my worst, you would tell me I would blow when I thought that I would burst. That's love. You told me how to help others and through that, discover how to put myself first. Here we are again, just confronting fears. Pain or gain is a bunch of tears. Blood, sweat, and pain probably disappear. Smoke starts to clear, their positions near. Pay attention to the folks who are fanning the flames, cause they the ones that matter most in the gravity game. When stakes when you're down and they stay around. Pick up pieces and you off the ground, that's love. That's love. That's love. that the soul never took, but your head never shook. That's love. Both knowing you were right, never shook a left or right, just gave me that look. That's love. When I had to learn the hard way, but you would let me fall, but never did it out of spite. That's love. Show me how to burn, never to do that. Remember how to put myself first. And here we are again, just confronting fears. Darwin's a friendship, strongest last. But our strength lies in the first thoughts to laugh at them things that bring most hurt cost the class. Fall past the bull, the beef, browse and brawls. Pass it, put it, his blame games and all. Had a few years, time off to chill. Remember when you need space, means you feel with love. That's love. That's love. That's love. Hey, hey, I say that's love. 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 Try to tell it, tell them we don't really need it anymore. As if $1 million on the bottom of a bottle, no because I never keep it anymore. So you started with the I don't need it, all I need is money. You could give it to me, but you never get it from me. Yeah, you refuse to play, but you were still in the game. You like it, then I let me explain. See, there's that rough, kinda too much, kinda rather rush, kinda need abrupt, kinda hold up, kinda know what, kinda know what. Maybe we should take it slow. Kind, when you know, kind started off as friends. Ain't know what time I get a show. Kind, we love each other, we can't stay together. If you work, the better gotta go. Kind, but that's love. That's love. That's love. That's love. Hey, hey, I say that's love. 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 And that's what? Say who? Say where? Say what? Say how? Say when? Say who? That's why. Thank you very much. And you say DC. I am. I get around any town I'm a man about. Whoever you a fan of is my fan account. Not impressed if a restaurant got a waiting list. Traveled enough to know Palentas just to play the grits. Who got cars? I got lanes. Who got game? I got cars. Who's playing to advance? Front and double your budget, you about to lose a fan. Oh, say underrated, but I improve the chance. I never meant to make any man feel insecure. Less time they accomplish than what they claim accomplished. Bro, honest, I'm proud that you never show profits. Much like the identity you pretend is yours. This one for the truth seekers. Respect the real beast and not the industry zookeepers. Don't apologize for canceling and not getting back to me. I move right along with what I want to do, actually.
No skips, no skips, no skips. Ooh, no skips.
Every day is just a song I made. No rewind or forward with me, I'm on play.
Can't go back, once forward, don't trim. No skips.
No way to jump ahead or stay. My life's theme, let it play all day. Forever in a PG state of mind. You think you're doing something, we think it's a waste of time. Nah, we don't follow trends in my ends. If we ain't said it, we ain't standing for it. That's why you gotta place a line. These rappers is corn kings and clown squads. Keep that type of star from around. Oh, for real. Can't imagine my daughter a little older, reminiscing, finding picking me round y'all. Yeah. Wish I was still homies with my older friends. We get along much better now as older men. Less ego, we come together for something lethal. The type of people you know is heating for just a preview. So rugged, if it ain't low budget, we don't love it. The love of classic jump, but we different people. You ain't answering your phone, hope your song reaching. Man, all the dope, try to pick another sequel.
No skips, no skips, no skips. Ooh, no skips.
Every day is just a song I made. No rewind or forward with me, I'm on play.
Can't go back, once forward, no trim. Ooh,
yeah.
No skips.
No way to jump ahead or stay. My life's theme, let it play all day. And on the guitar, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, by way of Nigeria, St. Ezekiel. On the keys from York, Pennsylvania, my man Ralph Real. Right here on the bass, we got my man Dennis Turner representing Southeast Washington, D.C. From Rockville, Maryland, Montgomery County, we got my brother, no other, DJ Unknown. Last but not least, we got my man from Alexandria, Virginia, John Lane. Also coming from Germantown by way of Haiti. Shout out to my brother Olivier St. Louis. Big Law, 1982, we see you on the camera. Yeah. Oh, and I go by the name of Oddisee. Y'all can call me Ymin Year الملم عبد الوهاب الخليفة محمد. شكرا يا جماعة. مع السلامة.
Ya Allah, amazing, dynamic.
Wow, I can't wait for the conversation with Oddisee and Medusa. Without wasting any time, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to host of Saudi's first and only FM hip-hop radio show, Big Haas, to guide the conversation. Over to you, Haas.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Peace, 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 and love. My name is Big Haas Hassan, and I'm really, really honored to be here. This is going to be incredible, you guys, and welcome to JAM3A. Let me just give you a quick, intro. JAM3A, of course, the Arabic word for gathering, and it's a music and arts festival presented by the Arab American National Museum. We're celebrating Arab talent, community, and identity. This event showcases the depth and the diversity of our community in a really cool, dynamic, and inclusive way. The Arab American National Museum, you guys, is the only museum of its kind, and big respect to them. This festival is all about promoting Arab American culture and vision of an Arab American community with the inspiration and the diversity that we have culturally. Today's session is actually in partnership with the incredible guys at the Art Center at NYU Abu Dhabi, who I have much love and respect for, and it's just really amazing. And before I invite our guests for today, I want to remind you a couple of things. First of all, go and check out and kind of bookmark JAM3A.org. You got to do that. Second, all the music that you heard, which is incredible for the past 4 days, can be found on a JAM3A 2021 Spotify playlist. Every music is there, every song is there, which is really cool. Virtual marketplace is there as well. You can go and show love and support. And without further ado, I want to welcome Medusa and Oddisee. You can see them on screen a bit. So guys, Medusa TN is a Tunisian rapper, incredible human being. She actually started at a young age of 10, began breakdancing before getting into rap. For me, she is the sound, the fierce sound that we need, especially in a very male-dominant scene in the Arab region and the world. So we're gonna say salam alaikum, Medusa. Peace and love, sis.
Hello.
And of course, blessed. And of course, we are joined by I can't believe this. I mean, I'm a fan of this guy, and of course, Medusa. But Oddisee, for me, I started my career back in 2006. Oddisee is a record producer and a rapper, and someone who inspired me, definitely early on. For me personally, Oddisee has albums that are important to rap. when you talk about hip hop, you talk about, people hear what they say, the good fight, man. Oh man, what can I say? Look, I mean, Oddisee's intro, we can go on and on. The guy is truly remarkable. He merges elements of course, jazz, funk, and hip hop, and overall, you can see his human through his art. So we're gonna say Assalamu alaikum, Oddisee. Amir, salam.
Walaikum salam. How you guys doing?
Oh man, blessed to have you here, and thank you so much for being here at JAM3A. I want to remind you guys that we're gonna have a chill out conversation. This is really cool. I'm at the comfort of my house, and right here in Dubai. Hopefully, we'll do this soon in person. Any questions, please ask it in the comments, and I'll make sure to ask Medusa and Oddisee. Medusa TN, I want to start with you, and the same question goes to you, Amir, as well. Did hip hop find you, or you found hip hop? Earth to Oddisee. Okay,
no,
cool.
I'm waiting. I was giving it.
No, Medusa. Yeah.
You guys start first.
Yeah. Okay, Medusa. Just checking in. Okay. See, that's the beautiful thing about it. Medusa. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you?
Perfect.
Hear me?
Yeah. We're trying to know: did hip hop find you, or you found hip hop?
Oh, this is a good question. I think that I found the hip hop because when I discovered hip hop, it was not very common in my country. So when I discovered hip hop, I was in love with it. I started with the breakdance and then switched on rap.
Oh yeah, I see that. So I mean, of course, breaking is a part of an important element of hip hop, and that's how you led to it. Oddisee, same question to you. Like, how initially, how did you find it, or hip hop found you?
I think similar to Medusa, it found me. Being from the Washington D.C. area, it wasn't as popular when it first came out in my city than when it was in New York. But I had cousins, one cousin in particular, who would go to New York and come back, and he would bring back records, and I would listen to the records in his room, and I just fell in love with it after that.
Yeah. What was it? I mean, what was it about that art and that culture that resonated with you, Medusa? Going back to you, I'm from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and it's the same story. Like I actually fell in love with hip hop due to Arabic rap. Like initially, I used to listen to Biggie and the Nas, but then started listening to Arabic rap, and I dig deep. So with you, what was it about this culture that you love?
Whoa, I mostly started with the American and French rap because it was not at all common back 20 years back. And then, of course, when we had some references in the Arabic world, this became stronger, and this make me feel better to struggle and do it.
Yeah, no, totally get it. Oddisee, for you, mashallah, like your career, you've been able to do a lot of things and just break stereotypes and just prove yourself incredibly. What was it about hip hop as a form of culture and art and expression that you truly connected with?
I think being one of the first generations to grow up with hip hop as a mainstream popular genre, it just reflected us. We saw ourselves, the youth saw themselves in that art form more so than any other genre. And it was a beautiful thing to hear how you talk, see what you wear, listen to what you're going through, be reflected back at you. Who wouldn't want to be a part of that,
Facts. I mean, 100%. I've always said this, specifically in Arab media, we have a big gap between what goes on TV and what actually the youth are saying. And I don't know if this gap is going to get, it's people like you who make this gap obviously smaller. And you guys are, obviously different, but connecting, the same in a way. Medusa, in what way? Of course, you rap, mashallah, in Arabic. I heard English, mashallah, and French. In what way does the fact that you're Arab plays a role in your music and work generally?
Yeah, I always try to keep my identity as an Arab rapper. I always say in my interviews and song, I'm a citizen of the world because I traveled a lot and I have this ability to write maybe in English or in French. But my main rap and my main subjects in my songs are in Arabic because I'm talking about real issues that we are living in the Arab world.
Facts. Yeah, and we need more of that. Odyssey, for you, you mainly obviously rap in English. How do you use your Arab identity, and how is that reflected through your work?
Sure. I mean, I never really had the privilege to be considered anything in my upbringing. You know, with my mother being African American, my father being Sudanese, and the complexity of what is Arab, in particular in Sudan and North Africa and East Africa. Um, the one thing that I did connect with was uh, my identity, or the complexity of my identity wasn't unique. And being a third culture kid, being uh, the children of immigrants, these were all things that were given to me and were decided for me before I was born, and for millions of other people around the world. And I realized I could use my music to connect with other people who shared a similar background with me, moving from one place to another, maybe not being accepted completely by any ethnicity whatsoever. You know, in Sudan, I'm Arab. In America, I'm black. I'm fine with all of those things because it's not really up for me to define what other people think of me. I think of myself as just a mirror. Anyone else sees something of themselves in me, I consider that a gift, a privilege that I can relate to so many different people.
And that's exactly what happened with me when I first heard you. Like,
Mm,
that's the fact. I'm from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Got blue eyes from Medina, and
exactly.
I heard Odyssey. I was like, wow, what is that? Wow, wow. And I was like, yeah, no, thank you for saying that. Odyssey, I'll stay with you for a second. Does it? Um, I've been covering Arab hip hop as a movement since 2006, and obviously didn't start in 2006, but Arabic rap as an Arabic language started from the brothers and sisters in Morocco, Tunisia, Libya, Algeria. With you, obviously you're Sudanese American, and how uh, does that? And you have a lot of fan base who are obviously in Arabs.
Mm, mm,
But what do you feel about you not rapping in Arabic? Is that something you ever considered? Do we
sure.
have kind of mixtapes lying down?
um, yeah, it was because I was introduced to hip hop in the United States. Obviously, that I'm raised here, I chose to rap in English, and then also whether I like it or not, English is such a global language for communication, especially when it comes to entertainment. So, to reach more people, I chose to focus in English. Will that be the case in the future? Who knows? You know, I'm open to making records in different languages, especially. But the scene that's coming out of Sudan right now is incredible. The
Fire.
artists that are rapping in our dialect in Sudan, fantastic. Nobody needs to hear anything from me. They got it.
Uh, uh, yeah, no, I'll differ on the last point. They definitely need to hear from you. They definitely need to hear from you, Odyssey, because you're an inspiration to so many, and you're right, absolutely. Sudan is doing incredible. Medusa, and again, I want to remind you guys, any questions, leave it at whatever you're watching, of course, on the YouTube, and the team will deliver those questions and would ask them towards the end. Medusa, mashallah alayki, and you have a very fierce way, and it's so refreshing to see, an Arab sister. Rapping those rapping like that for me. What would you say is like the challenge that you face as a Tunisian rapper? I just want to say something here. I'm not really good with that term female rapper. I'm just like as an artist, I get attacked because I'm saying I just think it's a rapper, male, female, she or
Yeah.
he is so for me, what are the challenges that you face being an artist doing rap and doing hip hop in Tunisia?
Whoa, it was a lot of challenges, and thank God I had my family who were supporting me and giving me a lot of courage to keep doing it. I mean, doing breakdance 20 years back, it was a big challenge. People were saying this is haram, this is not good. A girl doing this with only guys, was not accepted at all in my country. And then rap, it was described as very bad, with bad language and very negative. So doing it, it was a big challenge. But I'm not saying that I'm a female rapper and only talking about feminism, but I'm just trying to express that I am proud to be a North African, half black, Berber woman, which have this fierce voice or energy to spread around the world.
I love that. I got to shout out the band members as well behind you. Shout out to them. I see you guys. Salute. Great job. Yeah. I love what you said. Actually, I want to stay with you again here, Medusa, with what you said right now. Definitely, I connected with that. I mean, my first show in Saudi Arabia, I got called a kafir, an infidel. I'm welcoming everybody in Arabic and English. Hello, welcome to Hip Hop, which is my show, and then eventually I'm celebrating 10 years of that. People change. So what do you think, for the past kind of whatever you started until now, what do you think connected with your people until they understood somehow? Because you were able to break barriers, and rap in North Africa generally right now, في المغرب العربي عامة, is so powerful. It's crazy, the numbers and the impact. What would you say have them change their mind like that?
I think the hip hop scene is been very more accepted after the Arab Spring. With the Arab Spring, all the borders were breaking, and the rap music was the only voice of the population. So I think this what makes, if I can say, in the North Africa countries, hip hop powerful like this.
Got you. Oddisee, for you, mashallah, you touched upon, the concept of home, and the concept of, third culture kids, and people. I see people in the chat talking about third culture kids. It's important, but how did you kind of find your narrative as an artist? Like, maybe you could take us through that, because you have an amazing, incredible narrative, and the way you are. How was challenging, or how difficult, or what was the process of finding that?
Sure, it was no challenge at all. It was super simple. All I had to do was just live. Every day you live, your narrative is creating itself. Every experience you go through is just another chapter in your book of life. And once you reach a certain age of maturity, you can look back on those different chapters, and the summary of all of those things are what you are. And I found rap music in high school, and I started to pursue it hard, like directly after high school. And I really started to look back on myself as a human being, probably in like my mid-20s. And I said, what am I? I said, I'm from DC. I was raised in PG. My father's from here, my mother's from here. They experienced this, they experienced that. I went through this. I spent my Monday through Friday in Maryland. My parents were divorced. I spent my weekends in DC. I spent my summers, June, July, August in Sudan. What am I? I'm in one place, no kahraba, just finished, cut for 14 hours, 15 hours. I go back home, everybody's fighting over Jordans and sneakers. How do I feel about all of these things? What really matters to me? What doesn't matter? Put it all together, and then I started writing songs about it,
See, that's if everybody in the chat right now, fire emojis for Oddisee. I think, Amir, what you said right now connected. I'll push that a little bit more. Why do you think some people find it difficult to even realize that? Because I'm very vocal about what you just said. Well, people want to be like the Drakes, the Weekends, the Justin Biebers. They want to too much of the West, specifically in us Arabs. Why?
Honestly, because human beings are social creatures and we want acceptance from other people. Something happened with me. I don't know. I was dropped on my head, but I'm good with acceptance from myself. That's it. I've never really aimed at acceptance from others. It's never really been a factor or a concern. I think my circumstances have made me more empathetic to others, more than wanting acceptance from others. I'm more likely to look at my brothers and sisters and society and say, how can I help? Versus say, look at me, accept me, like me, you know?
Man, drop it, jewels, both of you, Medusa and Oddisee, right here. Again, you guys, I'm getting your questions. I'm gonna leave them towards the end. Just want to get through on my list right here. Medusa, hip hop and hip hop is such a male dominant, and I want to get your opinion as well on that, Oddisee. For you specifically, in Tunisia, what sort of support you got from the male brothers and sisters? Sorry, the male. Oh wow! See, this is live right now. The male brothers and sisters. Okay, wow.
And that's okay.
Yeah, I got you. Oh God, this is gonna go viral. But yeah, what sort of kind of support you got from the male rappers, specifically in Tunisia?
Yeah, I got a lot of support. Honestly, this makes me very confident when I was starting rapping and singing. I got a lot of support from Woodaccounts. I have special dedicate for Woodaccounts, and after I just now I'm with only boys. I had a lot of support from boys, and I'm not this kind of feminist who want to work only with female, but I'm with the unity between the genres.
Yeah, no, love that. I just think I want to add to what you said. I think we want to create also a safe environment for for sisters to do their thing in a safe way, and a comfortable way. Oddisee, me and Ju talked about this maybe off air. There's a list, always there's a list, top 5 or top 10, top 50, and I am kind of shocked. And I'm talking about bloggers and historians of hip hop. I don't see a lot of people mentioning, obviously the MC Lights, the Queen Latifahs. There's a lot of incredible femcs out there. In your opinion, like Lauryn Hill, come on, like I don't know. So we can go on and on. Why do you think that's the case?
It's a really, really good question. Other than the fact that hip hop is saturated in patriarchy and misogyny, and I think it's hard for something that's rooted in misogyny and patriarchy to have a female rapper that's a better misogynist than a male. If that's the criteria for what makes a good rapper, it puts women at a disadvantage. If that's the criteria. Now, if we're changing the criteria, if these conversations were rooted in lyricism, subject matter, composition, songs, gender is not an issue. Gender shouldn't be something that's discussed, but oftentimes it's said without saying that these conversations are rooted in other things that male dominated things. A lot of the rappers that are put in top 5s and top 10s over the course of their careers have some really questionable bars about what they're saying and the content. Even your quote unquote conscious rappers, it's a lot of bitches, clothes, and hoes in these verses from everyone, and they're like, oh, top 5, top 5. But if that's the criteria, that's the criteria. I'm not here to debate what should be the criteria for a good rapper, but definitely it's biased, towards men for sure.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great answer. Okay, we do have a couple of questions right there. Please keep sending through. Arab hip hop movement. Now, Medusa, I'm proud that you're in it, of course. As when you talk about this hip hop movement, obviously it's so diverse and it's crazy. And we're about to go to something right now that is something it's a bit uncomfortable to talk about. Well, we need to have these uncomfortable conversations. Arab hip hop started obviously from the North African region, and then kind of moved to the Levant area, and then from there moved to the GCC, and then you still have countries like even when you talk about Sudan and Egypt making their way in an incredible fashion. You have the Arab artists, rappers who are in the diaspora. Such a big thing. And where do you see it right now, Medusa? Like, how do you what do you think about the Arab hip hop as a movement now?
Um, okay, so there is a big like empowerment now in the Arab scene. I think it's explosion in the North Africa and the Middle East, but I think it's not enough unite, because we have the North African working together and the Middle Eastern working together. But I'm so glad to see all these energies. I mean, it's so different because we may have different issues. I think we North African, we have so much different issues from the Middle Eastern, who have enough money, who are maybe rich, and who are talking about other things that we are talking about. So yeah, I'm sorry to say that, but we have different issues.
No, I'm definitely, and that's what makes it. I mean, I get asked as a radio host and blogger all the time, like, "Yo, who's your favorite Arabic rapper?" I'm like, "What region? Like, where?" It's difficult. Amir, what do you think about it? Like, you're watching it obviously from the US. You watch it evolve and grow. You know some people who are in the diaspora. What do you think about it as a movement?
I think it's an amazing movement that's in its beginnings, that it's going to blossom, you know, over the coming years. Like, there's been a lot of cultural movements during the course of popular music, from West Indian rise to popularity, from small islands in the Caribbean to being international superstars, to British rock music from a small island off the coast of, mainland Europe to around the world. K-pop, you know, from a peninsula around the world. Bossa Nova, from 2, 3 cities in Brazil to an international form of music around the world. Afrobeats currently, from West Africa to around the world. I think that Arabic rap is no exception to that. That although it does have its obvious setback of not being in English, like a lot of those other genres, um, I don't think that is a deterrent. I think that it will still have the ability to get larger than it is now, especially with so much of the diaspora around the world. I mean, Lebanese people alone, there's not a city you can go to around the world where there wasn't a community who came there in like the 30s, you know? So Arabic speaking people are everywhere. And that means the music will go where they go. And it should hopefully spread to non Arabic speaking people as well, which is also something I think is new. My generation did not listen to music that was not in its own language. We didn't listen to
Yeah.
non-English music. That is definitely something that's different today. People will embrace and listen to other music that's in other languages other than their own, even if they can't understand it. And I really appreciate that.
Agree there. Um, okay. I do have a couple of questions, but I want to see if I can get the audience involved a little bit. Odyssey, I have a question from you right here from Otkin. I hope I'm saying it right. Shout out to Otkin. Thank you so much, fan, for being with us. He said, I've noticed you reworked your sets a lot over the years, production wise. Can you tell us more about the process and the inspiration behind it? I've had the pleasure to see Odyssey a couple of times, and yes, you've always done an incredible, job at that. But in terms of production, um, Can you tell us more about the process and inspiration behind it?
Sure. Reworking my sets is a couple reasons to keep from not becoming bored from performing the same songs hundreds and hundreds of times. You know, you touring like myself with good company. We've been touring for like 15 years, you know, 120, 130 shows a year before the pandemic. You got to keep from getting bored. So you have to rework those songs so that you yourself enjoy performing them. Also, like Haas just said, there are always people in the crowd who've seen you multiple times. How do you make them say, I'm going to go see him again? Because even if they know the song, you have to give it to them in a version that they haven't heard yet. So we're always looking to rework songs to keep it exciting.
Yeah, that's for sure. If you see Oddisee or Medusa performing anywhere near you right now, online or offline, definitely go check them out. Medusa, this is from you from Selma Z. Shout out to you, sis. She's saying, Medusa, as a woman in rap and hip hop, what advice do you have to young women in the East and West entering this male dominant sector? What kind of advice do you have?
I will just say to continue. This is the biggest, the most important thing, because we have this idea that Arab women or females in general, actually, not only Arab, that after marrying and having children, they stop doing what they are doing as a sportive or as an artist. So just keep doing it, whatever they say, whatever they judge, and continue. Yeah.
Yeah, continue definitely. Keep your questions coming, you guys. This is to both of you now. When we talk about Arabic rap, and this is a question I really am dying to know the answer from you guys for the past couple of weeks right now. How do we, because of this different dialects, because of the like you said, Medusa, different maybe way of living? How do we what's the best way? Is it collaborations only, like collaborating between the GCC, for example, and the Levant or the North Africa? What's the best way in order to bridge this culture more? Medusa.
I would say, of course, collaboration, but because this is what make think easier. This is what can help artists to discover each other and to have the fan base of the other artists. And I think I always trusted the collaborations, and this works. This works, and this can help people to do united songs.
Love that. Want to make sure you're cool, Medusa, because it's frozen. We want to see you animated. Oddisee, what about you? What are the best ways in order to bridge these cultures together, Arabic wise?
I definitely agree. Collaboration is really, really key. You know, I think the Arabic world needs to normalize themselves with one another. You know, for such a large region, for such a powerful region historically and culturally, there are so many parts of the Arabic world that they know nothing of one another. You know, for instance, my wife is Moroccan and she's raised in France. And when I'm in France and I don't speak French well, I'll communicate in Arabic. And they automatically think I'm from Saudi Arabia because of the color of my skin and my dialect, because they're from North Africa and Sudan is closer to them, but they automatically think I'm from Saudi Arabia. That for me is like a wake up, like we don't really know anything about each other, especially when it comes to Sudan. Egypt alone, every Ramadan just makes fun of us on television. These are images that need to be destroyed through collaboration. People from Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, the Gulf, we need to work with one another, make sure we're cool with one another, make sure we respect one another, and destroy the stereotypes, destroy the racism that's in the Arab world, and destroy the inferior superior complexes that we have associated with colorism. And we can do all of that by normalizing ourselves through collaborations. When the youth grow up seeing darker skinned people, lighter skinned people speaking the same language, rapping on songs together, it will normalize those relationships. So collaboration, 100%.
I mean, look, I'll push it even further. You know, it's proven to be a bit difficult though, because of what you just said. Like it's a lot of work needs to be done, and that's why, you know, you're right. For example, I'm trying to get a Libyan rapper with a Saudi rapper, right? So it's like, and I did that, and it's difficult because it's hard for the language. They're not gonna understand it. No, I don't want to do this to my career. I'm like, don't think about it as a career move. Think about it more like it's a bridging culture kind of move, and it's hard to convince, I guess, artists in that way. I don't know if you ever faced something like that.
It's something that happened in the United States with our rap scene initially, where it was highly regionally competitive, and New York had the advantage because it was where rap was created. New York had an inferior superior complex, and it thought that rap outside of New York was inferior. And over time, other regions in the United States became just as popular, then more popular. And now we kind of live in this post era where nothing's really regionally specific, where if a rapper doesn't say where he's from, you can't tell anymore based on their accent. Everyone's using everyone's slang from different parts of the country. One word can become popular in Atlanta, and then you go to high schools across America within a week, everyone's saying it. I feel like that's something that would eventually become replicated in the Middle East. But you look at it like Egypt is dominant in entertainment. The Egyptian dialect is dominant when it comes to entertainment. That's something that kind of was democratized in the United States, where not only in collaboration in music, but in collaboration in fashion, in film, and television, different regions of the country were kind of put on the same level. We heard stories of the West Coast through film. We heard stories of ATL through film, as well as through music, as well as through fashion. And it helped that collaboration become easier because everyone could see. You know, I don't know how many people in the Arabic world have seen cinema from Sudan or from Libya, you know, but that's a whole other issue on, you know, regions being closed off, not only to each other, but to the rest of the world. So there's a lot of work that has to be done to introduce us to each other first and then to the rest of the world.
Love that. Medusa, anything you'd like to add on that?
No, I totally agree what Oddisee were saying, and yeah, we need to break this
facts. I
judgment about other
I totally
the other countries.
I totally agree. I totally agree. We're getting some, you know, just technical difficulties with Medusa, but it's all good. Okay, a couple more questions for you guys, and again, God bless everybody. I see you guys at the chat, and please, again, just as a reminder, please go show love and support to these artists by streaming the music, and everything will be found, of course, on the YouTube page of the Arab American National Museum. Oddisee, what would you say? And this is a crazy question. What would you say is the most challenging thing you faced till now in your career?
Most challenging thing I faced in my career.
I go south right there.
Staying excited by it.
Man.
Yeah, I think staying excited. Staying yeah, I think that would be the most difficult thing. Staying inspired and excited to continue doing it. You know, you set goals for yourself, and then you reach those goals, and then what comes after that? And that's a human thing. That doesn't anything to do with music. But anytime you set goals for yourself, you never really expect to meet them. And then when you do, what comes after that? You know?
Yeah,
so
I mean,
I think
yeah.
staying inspired has been the biggest challenge.
And that's as real. That's why you're real. For me, looking at your career, I'd have thought staying real as well, because we're in a, when I say real, meaning like it's you know, we're in a society and a community and an industry that is corrupt and, you know, dangerous slash. And for me, I've always looked at you and I've always seen the human. I know you're a human first and then an artist. And I think, I don't know how you do that, but every single time I see you perform, we just saw you rock it. And it's the same feeling I get every single time. So may Allah bless you, my brother.
Shukran.
Medusa, can you hear us?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool.
And sorry for the technical issues.
It's all good. We just have one more question for you from Kendra. I don't want to keep her waiting. So Kendra asked, saying, how do you feel about how you are received in Tunisia versus France versus the US? Do you think the audience like you for different reasons in each place?
Well, this is really a good question, because I have different. How can I say? I'm mostly invited by American things, American festivals and concerts, and I'm living in France, and I'm Tunisian. So in Tunisia, I'm not performing a lot, honestly, and I'm trying to have some gigs, but there is not. In France, we are trying to make change with my crew, and we are struggling to do this. But I had some facilities to be invited by people in the United States.
Yeah,
and
no,
it's different. The audience is different. For example, when I go to the United States or I perform for people in the United States, they want to fly with me in my world. I mean, they want to go and discover, to go out from where they live. Here in France, it's a little bit the same thing, and in Tunisia, of course, I'm talking about our same and our common issues. So this is another thing. But mostly when I perform in France or United States or any other country in Europe, it's for entertainment.
I just want to take your opinion in this. There's a saying specifically in the Arab region that the media is not going to take care of you unless you make it outside, specifically if you rap or sing in English. When you make it to the BBC's, the CNN, barra, khalas, we'll get you. do you see that there's a truth in that?
Every place in the world. I wasn't accepted in DC until I made it outside elsewhere. Like
really,
DC radio never plays me. I didn't get hometown love until I got love outside. I wasn't accepted by the Sudanese community until they could see me touring around the world on Facebook. That's everywhere, everywhere. That's normal. Like, again, we're social creatures. We want acceptance, and not only do we want acceptance, we want to make sure the things that we like are liked by other people too, because we need that validation. So that's just human nature, man.
Yeah. No, I love that. Look, I think we can spend definitely a lot of time, but God bless and beautiful JAM3A, really. My last question is about the Arab American, museum. I believe both of you visited, that museum. Take me through, how important is it? And Oddisee, we'll start with you. Like the Arab American Museum. How was your experience there? And tell me, because I'm asking this even for me, because it's my dream to go and visit it, inshallah, one day.
I think that museum is extremely important, and museums for all ethnicities and their contributions to the United States, that everyone's stories need to be told, because there's kind of this monolithic view on what is American or what gets to be American. And it excludes so many stories that contribute to the American song, the American story. And the Arabic and Arab contribution to the United States goes back so far. It goes back much further than most of us know. And that museum is one of the first steps on educating us as people, as citizens of this country, on the myriad of ethnicities that have contributed to the foundation of this country. I think any community that has come here, experienced adversity, left everything that they know for a better life, and has contributed to this country, needs their story told. And especially in a Islamophobic post 9/11 society, we need more positive stories told on the Islamic world, on the Muslim world, and on the Arab world. And we need more education on showing people that those things are actually individual things. You know, that you can be Arab and not be Muslim. You can be Muslim and not be Arab. You can speak Arabic and not be Arab, like Sudanese people. You know, I think having a museum to put those things there is the first step in education. But we all know education is everything.
Yeah. No, I love that. And that could be done through, you know, like you said earlier, film, art, music. Medusa, what about you? How was your experience visiting?
Yeah, actually I totally agree with Oddisee what he said, and I was really surprised by the building and the story told by the building. I mean, it was really Arabic, and it gives the importance of people, the Arab people living there, the big community. I really saw a lot of Lebanese and Syrian people in Dearborn, and it's big, very big community. So this gave the importance that they should have. And I'm sorry for my bad English, but this is what I
No,
could say.
no, don't worry. Parler français, right, Oddisee. We
Non,
can,
oui, c'est pas problème, c'est pas problème. Je veux parler anglais, c'est bien, c'est bien.
oui. Same.
Pas problème, pas problème.
Yeah, but what a beautiful way to end. I just want to thank you both. I have a like I gotta say something. Medusa, thank you for inspiring me. Really, I can't wait for the world to hear what we have to what we worked on. Thank you for being you and original, and just stay fierce. Oddisee, you know what you mean to me, my brother. I don't think I'll say this, and this is the first time I say it. First time. And you don't even know this, okay? I traveled from Jeddah to Dubai to see you perform, and this was the first time I met you.
I remember we met in the lobby outside.
Yes,
I remember. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And what you said, what this gentleman right here said, changed my life and uplifted me. I was going through a tough time at the show. Being in Saudi Arabia, one of the most conservative countries in the world, I was a bit down that no one is really supporting. I'm trying to fight the current, and I'm pushing Arabic rap and pushing, you know, songs that don't want to be played on the radio, that can be played on the radio, me fixing it and reversing it. So I'm going through a downtime. And then I met Oddisee, and we sat down in that lobby, and he said something interesting to me that I never forget. He's like, you're like the lighthouse. It's like, what do you mean? Like the lighthouse, you know, the lighthouse, and how it's like always shedding light on people. And that, for me, I can write a thesis, because I was like, yeah, but no one really cares about the lighthouse until they're kind of lost, right? And that's how I feel. I feel that way. And I just want to say thank you for that, man. Amir, like, you uplifted me.
I remember that conversation, and you are the lighthouse, you know.
Bless him.
You always have been.
Blessings. So you guys, my final question to both of you, what's your dream? Amir, what's your dream?
My dream. Woo! Wow, I got a couple.
Let's go.
Yeah, but
manifest it.
In particular, to be a person, not a Black person, not a Arab person.
Wow.
I want to get to be a person one day. Just a person. That would be nice. That would be really nice if I could just be a person. You know, like white people get to just be people, but we have to be Arab American, but white people just get to be American. I just want to be a person. That's it.
I mean, I love what you said, but at the same time, I feel you. What's the second dream?
The second dream, to not have to depend on my passion to make a living.
Oh wow!
I wish music could go back to purely being for love and fun, and not for survival.
Man, yo,
yeah.
Oh man, Medusa, what's your dreams?
Whoa! After what all Oddisee said,
yeah,
yeah, I want to be a human being that make a change. Like Raoul Midon, he said, everybody can be somebody, and everybody is free to make a difference. So I just want to make a difference in this world, but give this light to other women in the world, and to stop being victims, because we can do things. We can do things. We don't need help, and we don't need anything. So stop being victims. This is my
Medusa, just before the show, I posted a clip of you, and actually a Saudi sister just messaged me. She's a rapper, and she doesn't show her face. And she's a rapper in Saudi, and she's still starting. So obviously, she was like, wow, I'm just inspired looking at her. So know how many people you inspire just by being you. And again, you guys, this is just really remarkable. I want to thank both of you, Oddisee and Medusa TN. Thank you so much. Shout out to, of course, the Arab American National Museum for making this happen in partnership with the Arts Center at NYU Abu Dhabi, who I have so much love and respect. Big respect to everybody on the chat. I see you guys. So I have one favor to do. One favor for you guys to do for me. I want fire emojis at the YouTube chat. I don't know how fast that would be there, but I want to go to YouTube. I want to see fire emojis. Please show love and support. I'm reading stuff like events like this help restore unity and break our subconscious internal Arab world bias. I agree with that. Fatima and Catherine from, of course, the museum. Thank you. Bill Braggan from, of course, the Arts Center, NYU Abu Dhabi. Thank you. And most importantly, Oddisee and Medusa, Allah yahmikum, and may Allah bless you always for the amount of inspiration and love and positivity that you spread just by being yourself. I'm telling you, I can go on and on, but we got to sign off right now. But that's the way it is. Oddisee and Medusa TN, thank you so much for being with us and blessing us on day 4.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Make some noise, everybody. Blessings. This is day 4. Head over to the other MCs as well. Over to you guys. Salam.
It's hard to believe, but I think that's a wrap.
Yeah, whatever. Really though, what a fun 4 days. But folks, you can still check out our on-demand Arab music-related films until the end of today, shop on the JAM3A virtual marketplace, and even rewatch your favorite JAM3A performances at jam3a.org. That's jam3a.org.
Yalla bye!
Bye.